Cameroon. In there for the touchdown. Coming home here in lane 5, well out in front of the field. And Malachek touches in a time of 52.92, a new high school national record. Back to back to back to back state champions. NET Sports, your home for championship sports, is live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2018 NSAA High School Volleyball Championships. We continue the action in Class C2 as it's the third seed Bobcats of Blue Hill taking on the Trojans of Hartington Cedar Catholic. And hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, along with former Husker Kathy Wieskamp. It's great to have you with us here at the Devaney Sports Center. We've crowned 2 champs already. Now we move on to Class C2, where we're going to have a new champion. The question is, are we going to have a first-time champion? Let's start with Cedar Catholic. They won it before, but it's been about 6 years.
Right, and last year they were in this championship game as well. They played Superior, who eventually beat them in that match. And from there on, Blue Hill, as we go talk about Blue Hill, they're coming in for the first time to this championship match and hoping to have the opportunity to win that state championship and bring it home.
Cedar Catholic, the number 5 seed, the Bobcats of Blue Hill, the number 3 seed. Let's take a look at where these two teams reside in the state of Nebraska. You saw it momentarily, but Blue Hill down on the southern border of Nebraska, Cedar Catholic firmly entrenched up there in Siouxland. So a battle of two teams who have not seen each other yet this year. How did they get here to the state championship? If we look at the bracket, you see that Hartington Cedar Catholic at the bottom had a tough one to open it up against Thayer Central, and then surprisingly, in a revenge match, if you will, a rematch of last year's state championship, they knocked off Superior 3-0. Blue Hill with a 3-zip win over St. Cecilia and knocked off Stanton, another powerhouse. I think if most people look at that Final Four, you'd think we'd see Stanton and Superior. We get Blue Hill and Hartington Cedar Catholic, and it should be a good one. With more, let's go to the third member of our broadcast crew, and Ryan Mix.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Hartington Cedar Catholic back in the state championship match for the second year. They've been riding the motto unfinished business all season long after losing to Superior in 5 sets last year. When speaking with head coach Devaney Buss yesterday, she said when the girls got to the Devaney Center last year, they were in a bit of awe, naturally, as you would be when playing in this venue for the first time. But that experience playing in the championship last year should benefit them today. Meanwhile, Blue Hill in the title for the first time since 2004, and they will lean heavily on their 5 seniors who have all started since their freshman year. Blue Hill 31-2, seeking the school's first championship in school history.
Thank you, Ryan. Should be a good one. The Trojans and the Bobcats for the C2 title, and you can only see it right here on NET.
Methodist College is small, and the faculty is very involved. I feel that they care about how I'm doing.
Nebraska Methodist put clinical work right there with the schoolwork. I knew I was going to be helping patients even during school.
Since starting Nebraska Methodist College, I have learned a lot about myself. I love to learn, and I want to keep progressing and make an impact on patients.
You are a Nebraska farmer. You defined tough. You pushed the limit. You gave it all you had. And when you got to the end of the field, you turned around and we were there behind you every step of the way. Our success is measured by our understanding of your farm. It is measured in your trust in us at Aurora Cooperative. Tougher together, Aurora and you.
FFA's vision is to build leaders, grow communities, and strengthen agriculture. The funds from Constellation will most likely be directed to one of those areas. But most importantly, people need to know that it is at the local level. It's helping local chapters.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
We are back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska, ready for the C2 title game. And for the introductions, we go to our public address announcer, Steve Lemon.
Welcome to Championship Saturday in the Bob Devaney Sports Center and the 2018 Nebraska School Activities Association State Volleyball Championships. The Class C2 State Championship features the Cedar Catholic Trojans and the Blue Hill Bobcats. The NSAA is proud to recognize our premier corporate partners for their outstanding support of NSAA activities: U.S. Bank, Farmers Mutual Insurance, the Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, and CHI Health St. Elizabeth. And now for the introduction of the players and coaches. Here are the Cedar Catholic Trojans. Number 3, Jordan Steffen. Number 4, Aiden Wortman. Number 9, Jada Cotto. Number 10, Brianna Miller. Number 11, Gabby Steffen. Number 12, Maddie Weisler. Number 13, Abby Hochstein. Number 14, Tori Ahrens. Number 15, Kenley Gaden. Number 16, Brooklyn Keene. Number 17, Ann Steffen. And number 20, Megan Hymas. The assistant coaches are Emily Schremp and Bradley Hegeman. The head coach is Devaney Buss. Here are the Blue Hill Bobcats. Number 1, Brooklyn Komicher. Number 2, Jamie Boniface. Number 3, India Mackin. Number 4, Riley Komicher. Number 5, Kaylin Drury. Number 6, Erica Boyd. Number 7, Kenzie Bunner. Number 8, Casey Allen. Number 10, Madison Menke. Number 12, Jasmine Menke. Number 13, Michaela Feynman. Number 16, Emily Meyer. Number 17, Abigail Meyer. And number 22, Brianna Danahay. The assistant coach is Jess Lovejoy. The head coach is Christy Allen. Today's officials are Christy Arlt and Kate Richards. The bench official is Tim Solomon. Our line judges are Andrea Woida and Kim Henry. And now, let's play state championship volleyball!
Here we go at the Bob Devaney Sports Center for the Class C2 State Championship. We mentioned this earlier, but these are the number 3 and number 5 seeds. The last time that Hartington Cedar Catholic won a state title was back in 2012. Coincidentally, they were also the 5 seed that year when they knocked off a couple of higher seeded teams. If you look at the rankings in both of the two papers, Kathy, they both have as 1 and 2 in the state, Superior and Stanton. And Superior and Stanton, the 2 teams that were knocked off by these two.
Right, both of these 2 teams, again, worked hard to get to this championship and maybe be what you might say is the favorites coming here. And so an opportunity for both of them. They played well. They came to play and they came to take home a state champion.
Underway here for the C2 title, Blue Hill and Cedar Catholic. And Blue Hill on the board first. The Bobcats We saw there momentarily. We showed you today Bus of Cedar Catholic. She's the head coach of 5 years. There she is, of the Trojans. She's done a great job at Cedar Catholic. 114-39 in her 5 years. Had them in this state championship match last year, match in which they lost. Is the kill there by Cotto, Jada Cotto. Cotto had a big match last year in that loss to Superior that went 5, by the way.
Yes, I mean, it was an incredible match, and back and forth. And so for them to avenge that loss in the semifinal rounds, or to see that that's who they could get matched up with, they had a definite mission on their mind that they weren't going to be the end of their season this year.
There was a touch, so the kill by Gayden. Kinley Gayden with the kill. Junior middle. 3 seniors, 4 seniors, 6 juniors on this Trojan squad. Around the middle, and the quick kill by Riley Kometcher.
Kometcher getting in there quickly, making sure.
There is Christy Allen. She's in her 9th year at Blue Hill. Left-handed swing, just long from the Trojans. Christy Allen, 195-78. Jessica Lovejoy, her assistant, to her left, to your right on the screen. So she credits a lot of her success to her brother, Brian Court. And the kill for the Trojans.
2 hits, really.
Check that, 2 hits, yeah.
Yeah, trying to push that tempo to the outside, didn't get her hands cleanly on that ball.
Well, a good short serve by Casey Allen. Thought it was going to clear the net. That's what a good serve does, is drop much more quickly than you think. So back to serve is Jada Cotto. Cotto is a senior outside, and there is another service error. So 1 each for both teams. Into the game now for the Bobcats comes Emily Meyer, and back to serve is Brianna Devaney. And Devaney with the serve that is long.
So little jitters and exchanging service errors, just adjusting to the venue.
It's a little deeper than it is at Pinnacle Bank Arena. At PBA, you have the, because they're playing 2 courts, you have the backdrop in the middle and then the bleachers on either end. It takes some time to get adjusted to.
That depth perception and getting a feel for that.
So Brooklyn Kometcher now to serve. She's the 5'9" sophomore right side. And to swipe it along the top did Madison Weisler. Weisler, impressive looking player. You don't see her a lot. A lefty, can do a lot of things for Cedar Catholic. Dumped it right in the campfire, did Emily Meyer.
Meyer's a nice job recognizing and finding the open area of the court, really making the defense scramble. Meyer, one of those 5 seniors that have been starting since freshman, so this is a very senior-laden team.
That's the swing of Weisler.
Yep, you're gonna see that from her all day long. She is what I would call a gamer. She is intense, passionate, and when things get challenging, she turns it up the next notch.
Pretty rare to be able to have a triple-double, but that's what Weisler had in the semifinals. 15 assists, 13 digs, 10 kills. And she is just an all-around player. Add her ability to that of Cotto. You've got a couple of dynamic attackers for Cedar Catholic. Bump set out to Hochstein.
Good decision there. Blue Hill takes it over and kind of mixes things up on that second ball.
Center Jamie Boniface with the dump. Second team All-State last year. Nearly an overpass, nice pullback. Wiesler sets it out. Roll shot into the middle, good save. There's an aggressive attack by Boniface. Block back.
Miller, I believe, in there. Oh, in the net.
Into the net.
Here we get a chance to look at it again. Yep. Good decision, good call by the up official.
Well, we told you about last year's C2 title match, which involved these Cedar Catholic Trojans. Let's take a look back at it.
Superior upset top-ranked Hartington Cedar Catholic for its first volleyball title in school history. Hartington Cedar Catholic took set 1 by 10 points. Superior then fought back to win set 2. The Crusaders took set 3, only for Superior to win sets 4 and 5 with Kaylin Meyer and a match high of 27 kills. Superior's determination helped the team bring home their first volleyball championship.
Maybe motivated the Trojans in the offseason a bit. That 5-set loss to Superior certainly provided a bit of motivation yesterday as they swept Superior in the semifinals. Superior just had terrific hitters, you know, with Meyer, who's going to Nebraska, and younger Meyer, who's a freshman this year, who sets and hits when she's in the front row, but they just could not get in system against this Trojan squad.
The Trojans served tough. I think that was a key to it, kept them out of system, and then took advantage of that opportunity when they had the opportunity to swing. They took advantage of that, made great plays.
Casey Allen with the tip. Senior outside. Was all tournament team Class D1 last year. Second team All-State. Back and the block by Komicher.
Riley Komicher on this one. Hands up, was ready, and push it right back as Cedar Catholic. Good save by Wiesler there.
Lift called on the Bobcats. So back to serve is Brianna Miller now for the Trojans.
So another missed serve. I'm looking. I think that's 2 apiece.
Blocked, chased down, kept alive. Free ball here for Blue Hill. Well, nice combo run there. Found Brooklyn Komicher.
Nice job taking that back, cutting it, slicing it to the right side.
Boniface now to serve. Cotto with the big swing, a nice dig in the back row by Devaney. Left-handed push.
Reacting and saving here.
Second touch, dump try not there. Leads to the point for Blue Hill. Watch the defensive play coming up here by Devaney.
Just pops that ball up in great position. And again, anytime your team sets up with great defense, they give your hitters an opportunity, and Riley Komicher definitely finished that one off for Blue Hill.
That time, Cotto powered it through the block.
Cotto just finds a way to get balls through the block, around block. She's just steady and consistent on that outside. She averages and leads this team with just shy of 9, 8.8 kills per set.
Blue Hill still with the lead. Cotto got a hand on that to send it back. 2 touches then called on the Trojans, so a lot of unforced errors here early on.
Right.
And that's likely what Devaney Buss noticed as she calls the timeout. 16-8, Blue Hill on top. You can watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Just download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. There's so much more on our NET Nebraska app. Search for NET Nebraska in the App Store, or you can download it free on our website, netnebraska.org/apps. Early on, set number 1 in this C2 title game. Casey Allen back to serve. Cotto sends the free ball over. A good angle there by Kovacher.
Riley Kovacher is doing a tremendous job in the middle. She's working hard to get up and get involved in the offense. And really working hard, taking that ball to that right side, slicing it off the edges of the block.
Aiden Wortman tried to pull that back in, called for 2 hits. A lot of 2-touch calls here early on the Trojans.
Right, just going to mention, just seeing that not real clean play and just unforced errors.
There's an odd little exchange there.
Here.
Bump set over, bump set over, bump set over. All right.
Somebody.
It worked out for the Bobcats. 4-zip run for Blue Hill. Serve is long. 3rd service error for Blue Hill. That's 3 on each team now as Cotto back to serve.
Make that 4 to 3. And we talked about yesterday, Cedar Catholic was so tough at that service line. And today, right now, 4 service errors already in this set number 1. Big swing there by Hochstein. Taking it hard down the line.
Block was there and ready. Block paid off that time. And a little fist pump. There's Maddie Weasley. One more look.
Yeah, don't think it did. Nope. Just kind of got out of sorts there. That was slow developing and just kind of didn't let them be aggressive or be in good position.
Tried to give a ball to swing at, but in so doing, Cotto set up the middle for Blue Hill perfectly.
Yep, just set the wrong team.
Kovacher with the kill. And 4 away now for Blue Hill here in set number 1. Blue Hill has never won a state title. They were runners-up twice. In 2004 and then back in Kathy's era back in 1972. They were also runners-up.
Yeah, when I was about 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay. Next thing you're going to tell us was before you were born. Okay.
Yeah. 7, I'll verify.
You're welcome for that.
And isn't your birthday a month?
I know. I thought you know was coming. I think we were both old. That's the point. Battle bobble at the net, but just wide of the swing by Boniface. Cedar Catholic trying to get back in here late in this set number one. But the service errors have not been their friend here in the first set. That's 5.
And it's not just the point that you give up, but it's, I mean, the runs that you can create, the challenges that you can give the opposing school. You're just giving them quick freebie points and momentum.
Those at some time become self-fulfilling. You can't think about them too much when you go back there. But
focus on your technique, zone you're going to. Don't overthink. Get in your routine.
Abigail Hochstein with that last kill, and now she's back to serve.
And they've got the bug right now, the jinx at that service line.
Those are 6 free points for Blue Hill, and it's a 9-point lead.
Yep.
Nice dump there by Miller. Oh, Weisler with the kill.
Weisler just, she's taking charge, and she's that kind of player out there. She knows the court, she reads the situation well.
Right along the tape and got the nice roll, and just in time it fell.
You see she's taking it across, and there's enough spin on it. Like I said, just get the friendly roll.
Set point of the first for the Bobcats. Aggressive swing, good dig. Cotto not down. Longest rally of set one, and it's on potential set point, but Cotto with the kill keeps the Trojans alive here in the first.
Cotto reading the situation. Defense was in. She takes that little controlled tip shot.
Set point. So the Bobcats take set number one here in the C2 title game over Cedar Catholic. The quick start led to the win. They're up 1-0.
Have you ever wondered what happens to soybeans after they're harvested? Every year, soybean farmers invest a portion of their soybean revenue to fund research, marketing, and promotion, which is called the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. 80% of the harvested soybeans are crushed into soybean meal that's used to feed poultry and livestock. The other 20% is made into soybean oil that's used for cooking oil and biodiesel. To learn more about the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, nebraskasoybeans.org.
1, 2, 3, 4. What do you think about going to college?
I'm kind of scared.
I feel nervous a little bit. That's kind of a tough one. I'm not really sure yet.
I'm excited for college.
How are you going to pay for it?
To be honest, I don't really know.
That's actually a really good question.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Participating in multiple Nebraska high school activities has taught me the value of teamwork.
I learned how to be a strong leader among my peers.
We set goals as a team and work hard to accomplish them.
I strive to excel not only in the classroom but on the playing field. The Nebraska School Activities Association, providing opportunities in 25 activities for our member high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, and Blue Hill certainly was the best there in set number one by a score of 25-16. And they take the early 1-0 lead here in this battle for the Class C2 state championship. Along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. Ryan Mix roaming the court side. Good to have you with us here on NET as we will crown 6 state champions today. 2 already in the books as BDS won it in D2. Bergen, not long ago, swept in Class D1 over Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. Now ready to go here in the second set. Starting it off for the Bobcats is Maddie Menke. Her twin sister is Abby Menke.
I'm sure cheering her.
Yeah, absolutely. The tip. Good hustle to keep it alive. Kato was trying to find short corner and just didn't clear the net.
Well, and the set was low to her, and good communication between the two as after the play, just on adjustments needing to be made.
Said she needed it up a bit and got it, so Wiesler delivered on point.
Kato doing a good job getting to the ball.
I don't know if it's camo day for Cedar Catholic or if, like, just because deer season, just opened up, if maybe they've all been deer hunting this morning and then just showed up at Anderson.
I bet they did.
Could have been either one. Oh, is that what it is? They're going Bobcat hunting. I got you. Kind of slow. Sometimes you have to spell that out for me, Kathy. I appreciate it.
I'll slide you a little note. Clue you in.
Run the middle, and the middle delivers. Emily Meyer with the kill.
We get a chance to see that again. Meyer keeping that ball in front of her, taking the angle shot.
Bump set out to Kato. Tips and touches going on right now, huh?
Yep.
And off the block, finally, the Bobcats put a swing on it, and the kill by Komicher.
Komicher doing a great job in the middle. That's her 6th kill she's hitting, over 450. Just working hard in that transition, always being a viable option. Good try there by Kato, but she's really struggling getting a ball that she can really drive to. When she does get a ball like that, she is tough. Right now, she's just trying to make some shots, better the ball, just missing her mark a little bit.
There was a touch and point to the Trojans.
Gaden using high hand shot there, grabbing up a point off the hands of the blocker.
Good swing, good dig. Kato off the block, not there. Poor Blue Hill, and quickly, Devaney Bus wants clarification. They're going to say it went off the antenna. Just brushed the antenna. And now they reversed it and gave the point to Cedar Catholic.
Not quite sure.
You're right, they're going to replay it.
I thought she showed back row pod, but I'm not.
On the slide, the touch.
They were both there and both pulled back. We talked about communication, so critical. That way you don't have to hesitate. You're calling it and you know. Both players just need to work together.
Blocking the point for the Trojans, blocked by Gaden.
Gaden and Weisler joining her to help in that. That looks like Weisler.
That's Weisler, yeah. Weisler powers through. Good hustle in the up by Devaney. I'll go the other way this time. Tip try. Kometcher tried to keep it alive, but goes behind her. And Cedar Catholic with the lead now, 6-5 here in the second. 10th trip overall for this Cedar Catholic team down here at the state tournament. And Cotto with the ace.
Seems like they've shaken off those service woes early on.
We taught you mentioned how good they were yesterday serving. You look at their numbers on the year in terms of their aces. They have 40, a player with 40, 50, 56, 39, 35. 5 players with 35 or more aces for the Trojans.
So that was very uncharacteristic. Set one.
The block by the Bobcats back to within 1 now. Good aggressive swing in the middle by Kinley Gaden, and Gaden has come off the bench and provided a little spark.
Yeah, great series through the front there for Gaden. Several swings at the ball, working the block, around the block, getting some offensive production.
Well, they know that front corner is open. They're trying to get it there. And just 2 times when they haven't had great sets, they've tried to place it, but have been unsuccessful.
The execution piece, again, they know.
Nice serve.
2 set, 2 hits in that set. Again, we've seen several of those calls in this match so far, particularly against Cedar Catholic. Great decision there by Hymas. Megan to let that go.
Here's a look at their aces on the season. As that service error is long. All even at 9. Tough serve by Kometcher. An aggressive swing out of the back row by Cotto. Weisler. Aarons couldn't get it down, and then the block by Meyer, and Myers having a big second set.
Emily Myers does a nice job working hard to get to that outside, gets back, keeps her eye on the ball the whole time as she's moving and trying to get back to her base position.
Myers taking 7 swings and has 5 kills. Aarons there gets the kill.
Just a good decision, knowing where open areas are, pushing it to those locations, making the defense pursue.
And the ace.
Another tough serve. So a little better serving here for Cedar Catholic. That was their 4th ace of set number 2. So back on track.
On the slide, Meyer with the kill. Cotto again, ooh. Unforced, no block up there, just got a little quick.
Yep, and it looked too good.
Yeah.
Came down too sharp on it.
Decado again. One-handed up by Boniface. Boniface sets outside. Allen with the swing. And a net violation. Point again for the Bobcats.
Yeah, everybody's just pressing hard there. Miller.
3-zip run for Blue Hill.
Turns that ball. Great job there by Miller.
Again, there are the aces for the Trojans. It's an impressive serving team. Good angle on the kill by Ahrens. Another kill for Ahrens, who's coming off the bench.
Ahrens done a great job here. You can see she rotates that wrist, pops that ball across the body, and puts a little top spin on it.
Decado with the left hand, kept alive, free ball. Wiesler on the dump, not there. There's an aggressive swing and a kill by Casey Allen.
Allen drives hard to that ball. Really gets a nice pop on top of the ball. Everybody froze there. Decado went up. She's been swinging aggressively. She finds that open area in the middle of the court.
Swing is long. It's probably a little difficult for both of these coaches, Kathy, to scout because they are from, different parts of the state. Blue Hill down on the southern border, central part, and Cedar Catholic in northeast Nebraska. They really didn't have even any common opponents, even through maybe the tournaments that they might, sometimes you'll see out of region a different team at a tournament that you might go to, but no common opponents between these two. That's sometimes difficult to scout when you don't have another team to compare. You can say, okay, I know what we did against this team. I can see them on the floor, put together a game plan.
But anymore, opportunity to get film or whatever is readily available, but you don't have a lot of time. You don't know.
Right.
That's happened yesterday. and so you're right. Then your focus is on what things do we do well, what things can we create for the opponent, what did I see maybe in the match last night. So.
Decado with the kill. Good run. It's a 4-point run for Cedar Catholic, and a timeout as high hands work for Jay Decado. 17-14, Cedar Catholic on top. Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Volleyball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative, Education Quest, Nebraska Public Power District, Doane University, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. We are inside the friendly confines of the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Chilly outside, but great in here. And good to have you with us as we bring you NSAA Championship Volleyball right here on NET from the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Aiden Workman to serve. They're in the middle of a 4-zip run. Free balled over, deep corner, not there. Boy, it was open. And the timeout works as Kovacher gets the kill.
Kovacher has really been successful. She goes up with her shoulders going to the left side, then takes that ball and turns her shoulders to the right side. So blockers really kind of deceived by her approach angle, need to make that adjustment.
Workman trying to set Wiesler on that left side for the lefty. ace for the Bobcats.
Boniface, yep, back from that service line.
Long, no touch. Blue Hill cranking it up here. 3-zip run out of that last timeout. Very effective timeout for Christy Allen. And then the service error. 5th of the match for Blue Hill.
Hate when you got a run going that you end your run with a service error. Make the opponent end it for you.
Off the top of the block, Casey Allen with the kill. She'll go back to serve.
Nice job there by Allen to get her feet to the ball and turn and take that down the line.
No touch and long. Another unforced error on the Trojans. Blue Hill takes the lead, extends the lead to 2.
Gayden's been working those high hands, just trying to use the block. There, no blockers' hands were available. Wow, split the block.
What a great shot there. Komacher with another kill.
That's her 9th. 9 kills on 18 swings, hitting plus 400.
21-18 now. Blue Hill 4 away from going on top 2 sets to none, and Trojans need to talk that over. They do not want to go down 2-zip here in a state championship. Well, sports fans, NET is for you. We bring you more Nebraska high school and collegiate sports than any other Nebraska network. For more information on dates and times and DVD sales and available webcasts, visit netnebraska.org/sports. Thrilled to once again this year be bringing you these state high school volleyball championships. Of course, here on NET, we're also going to be bringing you the state high school football championships, and then in December, state bowling championships put on by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. (21-18). Serve in, ace. Not what you want out of the timeout. And Casey Allen continues to be nails. All tournament team last year at the state tournament, and she's playing great here in the title. There's Wiesler right outside the block for the kill.
Great push to Wiesler. She's on that right side, and as a lefty, that's her on-hand side, and so she's in a great position to be aggressive with the ball. She delivers.
Unforced error by Komacher. Well, they are going to say there was a touch. So Komacher gets credit for the kill. And Blue Hill now 2 away. Back to serve. Brianna Devaney. Bump set from Devaney and blocked. Big double block there for the Trojans.
Wiesler and Miller, I believe, were in on that block. Knew the ball was coming to the outside as a broken play. We're up and solid.
Boy, good up by Cotto. Wow. Aggressive swing again, and another big block. Hochstein that time with the block.
Here, again, defense gives you the opportunity to win points, and that great play, Cotto, ball up, pursuing it, keeping it alive.
Well, we told you moments ago that the state high school football championships are coming to NET, and there is more NSAA championships. The best football teams from across the state meet at Memorial Stadium to battle for the state title. You can see all the action on NET Monday, November 19th. 3 games on the 19th, and then 3 on Tuesday, November 20th. Visit netnebraska.org/sports for the schedule. Live streaming also available at the NET website and on the NET Nebraska app. There might be a game going on at Memorial Stadium today. There is the crew of number 2. Jamie Boniface fans.
I was going to say, Boniface has lots of fans out there. I've seen a lot of number 2 posters and T-shirts.
Great set there by Boniface, right where Menke could handle it and get the kill.
Menke just powers it through the block there, just sheer strength.
Set point to go up 2-zip. Is it in? It is. Down, point Blue Hill. Set Blue Hill, and they lead it 2-0. In the battle for the C2 title, it's been all Blue Hill. They're up 2-0.
Earning my shield means...
It means I'm always moving forward.
Never stopping, always learning.
It means rising to the challenge of my ambition.
Earning my shield means having the confidence to hold my own with anyone from anywhere.
It means more opportunities for me and my children.
Earning my shield means it's never too early or late to set goals. What does it mean to earn your shield? I found out it don't.
Let's talk about public power for a second. Nebraska's electric utilities use a diverse mix of fuel resources to generate electricity. Wind, water, coal, nuclear, natural gas, solar, and methane. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you. Let's talk about public power for a second. Did you know Nebraska's electric utilities pay more than $100 million to communities they serve each year? Those dollars stay local, helping to empower our hometowns. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you.
The money that comes from Constellation goes directly back into our county 4-H program. So they're directly impacting young people and the development of young people, whether that's leadership development, citizenship development, or helping them develop life skills.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Nebraska's rich history of high school sports is alive at the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame.
Interactive exhibits bring the action to life. Historic memorabilia preserve the rich heritage, recognizing teams, athletes, coaches, administrators, and community members. The Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame in the NSAA headquarters just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street in Lincoln. More at nebhalloffame.org.
Welcome back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center Class C2 State Championship. Blue Hill has an early 2-0 lead, and I'm here with a couple guys who were on the football team last year who competed in the state championship. McCoy, Menke, Joe Mackin, and they each have sisters on the state championship team. McCoy's sisters Madison and Jasmine, and Joe, your sister India. So Joe, to be able to get that experience in football, it was the first time in 9 years you guys made the state championship. For volleyball, first time in over a decade that they've made the title. So what have you told your sister to prepare for this?
I just told her to take one game at a time. As you go on in season, it doesn't get any easier, and once they made it to state, just have fun. It only lasts a little bit.
Is it pretty cool for you guys to have that same experience, brother and sister, to be able to compete in the state championship?
It's really awesome. I think it's a great experience for everyone, I guess, and just every brothers and sisters I made to the state championship is amazing.
McCoy, you have twin sisters on the team. What did you tell them in preparation for today's match?
Just live in the moment. It's a very exciting time in their lives, and it won't last forever, so just try to take it one step at a time and
have fun. For the community to have this success in athletics in recent years, what does it mean for the town?
It's a very great thing to have a team and state championship. It doesn't matter what town. It's a very awesome time.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for taking the time out, and we hope for you and your sisters that they can bring home the state championship.
Yes.
All right. Blue Hill up 25-16, 25-21, and 2 in the third set.
Anytime you get down here at state, it's exciting, right?
It's great. You know, and it's fun that the whole community is involved in it. And we've really had some nice crowds here, too, to see them here and come and cheer their team on. And
good serve by Casey Allen. Wiesler pushes it across. Mickey into the net, all even at 3. Back to serve is Cotto. Like in all high school sports, Kathy, they're always looking at ways to improve and what's going on, what changes are coming up. Anything interesting going on in volleyball next year?
You know, NSAA is just going through a legislative process right now, and things being brought forward. And one change that was approved a year ago is the season will be 1 week shorter in the future, starting next year. So this will be a little bit earlier. They'll have 1 less week in the regular season before they get to the postseason. So that'll be a change that we'll be seeing in volleyball. Other than that, nothing really specific. There's some proposals out for different things. And a lot of times proposals come in about seeding districts and those type of things. So how that lays out, because the goal is to get the best teams in the state. And so the membership often asks to look at those kind of things in those proposals.
Maybe one of the better points we've had of the match just moments ago. Some great defensive plays there. And it was won by Cedar Catholic. Can that be the spark that gets them back in? As you know, as we both know, all it takes is a little bit of a spark to get a team, and all of a sudden you're at 2-2 and you're in a 5th.
It is ain't over till it's over.
That's right.
and that's so true in the game of volleyball, and momentum shifts and changes. And I don't expect this Cedar Catholic team to sit down and think this game is over. They will compete.
4-zip run for the Trojans. Great decision there by Wiesler, who got the kill on the second touch. Did not clear the net. So that 4-zip run ends. Back in for Blue Hill, and to serve is Brianna Devaney. Wiesler powers it off the top of the block, but what great hustle by Casey Allen. She's doing it all.
Great save there.
Rolled over, led to the point. Watch again as Casey Allen makes this play.
Off the hands of the block, she had to pursue it to keep it alive. And great finish there by Menke.
We've seen a couple of undersized players here. Certainly Casey Allen at 5'5" is undersized for an outside hitter, but it was an impressive performance also put on by Jaden Kleinschmidt this morning for BDS. Yeah, she's 5'3", 5'4".
Incredible block there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, by Wiesler and Miller. Those feel good.
Well-placed touch by Meyer.
Sometimes it's all about finesse and not always about the power. Blockers both pinch in. She knows that vacated that left front area. Great placement.
just wide from Wiesler. Looked like that was going to get the line. But what an exchange.
Yeah, Wiesler up there to try and stop it, but Menke wins.
Great call by our line judge there, who saw there was a gap there, just wide. Blue Hill rolls it over, kept it alive.
Oh, Miller, Brianna Miller.
Wiesler will now serve for the Trojans, on top by 2 here in the third, down 2-0. Violation point for Blue Hill. 2 touches on the Trojans. Off the top of the block.
In the net.
In the net. Abby Hochstein now back to serve for the Trojans.
Nice up.
Here's Meyer, push deep corner. Good shot by Meyer, but just wide.
Great. She knew exactly where she wanted to go, where the open area is, just missed it.
Aggressive swing off the top of the block, good up. Cotto again, Cotto from the left side, wind up and fires away. 12-8, Cedar Catholic on top.
That's what Cotto can do. Get her a ball in good position, and she's gonna make sure she does something positive with it.
Timeout on the floor, Blue Hill will take it. Cedar Catholic has opened up a 4-point lead here in set 3. Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Volleyball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative, Education Quest, Nebraska Public Power District, Doane University, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Back at the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, 12-8. Cedar Catholic. Blue Hill took the timeout. Christy Allen wanted to chat it over. Let's see if it stops the 3-zip run of Cedar Catholic. Serving for the Trojans is Abby Hochstein. You see her numbers on the day. And the ace by Hochstein.
Coming out of that timeout, that just adds to your momentum.
4-zip run. Tip try, good coverage by Wiesler. Long. So that will stop the 4-zip Cedar Catholic run. Back to serve for the Bobcats is Emily Meyer. 5'11" middle. Tripped up, trying to set it. Bobcats come into this at 31-2 on the year. The only 2 losses to Grand Island Central Catholic and to Superior. Superior is the team that the Trojans beat to get here. The ace.
Here's that serve. And that serving success that has helped Cedar Catholic all season long.
Miller came in with 56 aces on the year to lead Cedar Catholic into the state tournament. Oh, good touch.
Comature. finds a way. She keeps working that right side of the court. She's going hard in the middle and taking that ball and throwing it back to that right side. That's her 11th kill in the match.
Blocked there by Komacher. Scramble by both teams, and the final volley goes into the net. 16-10 now. Cedar Catholic back in to serve for the Trojans comes Aiden Wortman. So Wortman will set out of the back row for the Trojans. Bump set out to Cotto. Line, great shot by Cotto.
She found it. Aggressive swing, catches that line.
And another timeout by Blue Hill. 7-point lead by the Knights.
And definitely a surge of energy and momentum on the Trojan side.
Well, let's take a look at Brianna Miller, the senior middle, 5'11", leading the way here for the Trojans.
Miller working hard to get in the action offensively. She comes alive, and again, look at that passion and intensity up there. That block felt, I can tell you, it felt really good.
Providing a little energy for the Trojans here in set number 3. Very balanced attack for Cedar Catholic.
Yeah, several players led by Cotto with 9, 5 by Wiesler, as well as Hochstein. And really, Gaden, 5-2, looking down the line, Miller with 4, so several players involved in the offense.
Swing into the net on the timeout, not what they were looking for, and Trojans looking to send this to a 4th. Wortman's serve. Better pass. And the block. Set a little tight.
Yep, Wiesler right on top of that ball. As you mentioned, trapped in there with that ball right tight. Ball was probably going out there. Touch by Wortman.
You heard Danae Bust say the same thing. Right there on the sideline. Wiesler fires away. Hochstein provided coverage. No touch. She gave it a shot, but did not touch it, and it was long.
Megan Hymas was pursuing hard, and she kind of drew back right at the end. She followed it all the way.
Momentum wearing a different jersey right now. Wiesler fires away.
She's a gamer. Give her the ball and she will work to do something. She gives it 100%.
10-point lead now for the Trojans.
Wow. Maddie Menke getting the ball back, trying to slow the momentum, trying to shift that.
Danahay serves. Got a tip there in the back. Found its way down on the kill by Gaden.
Gaden pushing that deep. Defense got caught off balance.
Free ball over, opportunity to get to 23. Swing long, no touch. Point for Blue Hill. Overture to serve. And that's service long as well, and now Cedar Catholic 2 away. Riesler has 39 aces on the year. Coming into the state tournament, will serve. Overpass. Hochstein was there. Set point here in the third for Cedar Catholic. Nearly back line. So now they'll be looking to side out, still with a comfortable lead here in the third. Three ball over. Riesler outside. Set three goes to Hartington Cedar Catholic.
Nice fast tempo out to the outside to finish it off. Momentum has shifted.
25-14. Trojans take the third, and we're headed to a fourth in C2.
For me, asking why is just getting started.
It's more than an activity. It's me doing what I love.
I'm not a stereotype. When I rewrite the rules, things get better.
I know that all these experiences matter.
These moments will help me become something more.
Little things always lead to something bigger.
Do it.
Track it.
Earn it.
What you're doing now will help you get scholarships later. Find resources from Education Quest at trackyoursuccess.org.
Early mornings, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission. Tougher together. Aurora and you.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Head trauma and concussion risk minimization is a priority of the NSAA. When in doubt, sit them out.
Some common symptoms of concussions are dizziness, confusion, and nausea.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course annually.
For more information regarding concussion management and return to play protocol, visit our website, nsaahome.org. When in doubt, sit them out.
Back at the Devaney Sports Center, Blue Hill on top, 2-1 as we head to set number 4. Cedar Catholic with that win in the third, and so things have evened up a bit.
Yeah, definitely things shifted a little bit. And strong serving by Cedar Catholic really made a difference. They've got 6 aces to 2 of Blue Hill, but really balanced as you look up and down the charts there. So we'll see what happens here. Momentum definitely has shifted to Cedar Catholic.
So the question now, can the Trojans continue that momentum here in set number 4 and send this to a deciding 5th? Jada Cotto thinks so as she starts out with the kill.
Well, and if you look at set number 3, Cedar Catholic hit 237 and Blue Hill had 0. So it flipped there, and see what continues. Myers there in the middle.
Little scramble play. And the ace by Meyer.
She led this team at the service line during the season, 52 service aces, so nothing new for her.
Two hits called on Blue Hill. Here's Aiden Wortman now in to serve. Trojans this year were the Mid-States champs. Champions of the Wakefield tournament as that finds back corner. A nice shot by Allen. The 4 losses for the Trojans came to Columbus SCOTUS and Stanton in back-to-back. And they lost to Stanton again and then Wayne. Out to Wiesler. Great set from Wortman, and Wiesler put it down.
Great set, which gave that Wiesler the opportunity to get on the top of the ball. Look at that high hand contact, great wrist snap. Drives that ball to the floor.
Nope, it was down. Point for Blue Hill.
Riley Komicher, that's her 13th kill in this match. She's hitting .345.
Wiesler with another kill.
Here she goes. Earlier she went down the line. Here she takes that inside angle, really mixing it up.
Good up. Led to the point for Blue Hill, 5-4.
Cedar Catholic has made an adjustment. She's been taking that ball across her body, and the opportunity at least got a hand on it there. I believe that was Wortman.
Off the top of the block and a kill for Hochstein.
Hochstein, nice line shot. Nice pace on the ball as well.
Return is long for Blue Hill, point for the Trojans. There's a look at Christy Allen in her 9th year as the head coach. She's been teaching for 27 years. She also coached with Bill Gathers at GICC, talked about his motivation, his insight, one of her mentors in the coaching profession. And the service error been much better for Cedar Catholic since the opening set, which I think they had 5 or 6 in the first set. 9 overall now. Make it 10 overall. Komicher with the serve. Net violation on Blue Hill right at the bottom of the net, trying to pull the ball out. Point for the Trojans. And Abby Hochstein back to serve. Back and forth here outside. Not there for Allen. Boy, what a shot there by Cotto, and you can feel the momentum and the confidence growing on the side of the Trojans' court.
I would definitely say there's a different confidence level right now. And that swing is a good example.
Lift called on the Bobcats. Lead now at 4. And a timeout taken by the Bobcats. Christy Allen trying to encourage her squad as the Trojans are on a 3-zip run. And you hear her say, settle down. Relax, right?
Just play volleyball.
Well, Nebraska volleyball continues this month on NET Sports when the Huskers take the court against Ohio State. That's on Friday, November 23rd. And then again, the Terrapins the next night on Saturday, November 24th. You can watch live action both nights beginning at 7 Central on NET, Nebraska's home for sports. Kathy and I will be back here on that Friday and Saturday right after Thanksgiving. Looking forward to bringing you 2 of the final games of the season for Nebraska, as they will then turn their attention to the postseason to see if they'll host a first and second round. Most likely would host rounds 1 and 2.
I believe they will find that out the Sunday following those 2.
That's right.
So we're getting to that time of the season for the Huskers as well.
Off the top of the block, a good timeout, and the kill delivered by Abby Meyer. Check that, Emily Meyer. Talk about the success that the Trojans had this year. Every bit as successful for the Bobcats. They won the Minden tournament for the first time in school history. They won the Twin Valley Conference tournament in which the seniors have played in the championship 4 straight years. They won districts, had a school record, ongoing school record, 31 wins, trying to make it 32 to close out the season. And another point there to pull back to within 3. With the touch, then tried deep corner, not there for Allen. But it was for the Trojans.
Good idea. Said I'll try it.
A little smirk there from Gaden. So I got you.
Don't mess with me.
I got you. All right. On the slide, block back. Lead extended back to 5.
Gaden right there in the mix as well. Working hard to get it to those outsides, closing that block, working together, going up.
Cotto again. Yeah, the confidence level. If you rewind and take a look at set number 1, and now it looks like a different team.
Just body language and all of that. Obviously, momentum is going in the direction of the Trojans as well, but just the confidence in the swing and trusting each other in the pursuit of balls.
And the block. Weisler and Gaden both there, and it's a 8-2 run for the Trojans. They are ready to send this to set number 5. Always away at 15-8 yet.
But that's what's on their mind right now. And I just feel they believe that will happen. That's just how they're playing right now.
Weisler with another kill. Weisler with 9 on 3 errors, 25 swings. Also has 10 digs as she nears a double-double.
And 25 swings, and she's setting half of the rotation.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to put that in perspective, too. She's taken a lot of balls.
There's a solo block by Riley Komicher. Allen now back to serve. Block kept alive out of the back row, Pato. A good dig. Devaney pulled that up. Free ball here for the Trojans. Wiesler fires through and got it. That's a double-double now for Wiesler.
She's calling for that ball, wants that ball. And this is why she makes things happen.
These two teams ranked 3rd and 4th in the state by the World Herald and the Journal-Star. Louisville ranked number 3, Cedar Catholic ranked 4. They were seeded 3 and 5 coming into the tournament. Good pass by Cotta. Tip try out there. Another free ball here for the Trojans. In the middle.
Great defense here.
Right in the campfire. And there's some excitement for the Trojans. Miller with the kill.
Miller, go ahead. Miller's got 6 kills and a lot of energy. Again, confidence building.
Timeout for the Bobcats. Well, you can get in the game on Tuesday night on NET World when Big Red Wrap-Up looks back at today's game against the Fighting Illini. We've heard Nebraska has won by 19. Is that what I heard? 54-35. Watch Nebraska's most interactive sports show, Big Red Wrap-Up. We'll recap that game Tuesday night, 7 Central on NET World, and again at 10 on NET. Says we are 8 down. She was counting. Not too late, but they got to go now out of this timeout. Hymas will serve for the Trojans.
And the block and energy level has gone through the roof here right now on Cedar Catholic. Miller, a key part of that.
Tools the block that time on a good swing by Maddie Minky. Minky, the senior middle, swinging from the left side. Devaney now to serve. Tried to send it over on 2, going deep corner, but right into the top of the net. Back-to-back points out of the timeout for Blue Hill.
Didn't go for hits.
Nearly an ace. Wiesler kept it alive. Free ball here for Cedar Catholic. There's a big solo block.
Emily Myers up front, big and strong. Feeling a little shift here in the momentum.
3-zip run here now make it 4-zip run for the Bobcats. And head coach Christy Allen. So Devaney Buss of Cedar Catholic takes the timeout. 14 years as an assistant was Devaney Buss at Hartington Cedar Catholic. 5 years as the head coach. One of her assistant coaches on the team, Emily Shrimp. She was part of that team back in 2012. It came in here as a 5 seed in one state.
So believing.
There is Emily Shrimp.
can be done.
They've won 2 titles before in 1989 and also in 2012. First to 20.
Weisler just keeps pushing. That's her 11th kill.
And another triple-double.
Yep, 12 digs and 22 assists.
Maddie Mickey with that last kill. Comacher now serves. Tough serve. Tip try, good cover. And the point for the Bobcats. Back to within 4. Can they come back here late in set number 4? And slowly clawed their way back to within 4. Weisler, free ball here.
Great up.
Remarkable hustle by Hymas. No touch, swing is long by Mickey. Let's watch that dig by Hymas.
You never quit on a ball. Pops it up, gives her team a chance to stay alive, and they do.
Another good.
Working that same spot.
Swing long, another hitting error for the Bobcats. Cedar Catholic now 3 away. Hochstein to serve. Off the block and out. Back to serve now is Maddie Menke. Did not clear the tape.
That was a fast tempo ball to the outside, trying to beat that block.
And there was that short corner.
Great run down there.
Solo block, free ball. Aggressive swing and kill by Casey Allen.
All 5'5" of that young lady pops up there and blasts it through.
A run by Cedar Catholic is checked out by Blue Hill, has put them within 3. And that's enough for a timeout from head coach Devaney Buss. Now both teams out of timeouts here in set number 4. I want to remind you, if you like a DVD of today's game from the NSAA High School Championships, just call 1-800-868-1868 or visit netnebraska.org. 1995 plus shipping and handling. You can relive all the excitement of this year's championship for years to come. Maddie Mickey now back to serve. On the overpass, down. That's a big point for the Bobcats out of the timeout by the Trojans. Casey Allen heads up play.
Just pops it right over, and again, does a nice job getting up, staying out of the net. 4-0 run right there.
Cotto goes line, and it's wide. She wanted the call and didn't get it.
She buried that ball, just missed.
Within one. Is that wide? It is. Back-to-back hitting errors, and with no timeouts, Devaney Bus can't call a timeout to settle her team down because those last two calls have them looking around at each other.
Yep.
This is what you do, Kathy. You just have to tell your team to wipe it away. Forget about it.
Next play. You got to go next play. It's done. Focus on what you have control of.
No touch. Point is long. 23-22. Cedar Catholic must win this to send it to a fifth. Blue Hill would love to shut it down now and win that school's first ever state volleyball championship. Not the time to get tippy.
Nope. Gotta go for it.
I can just feel it tighten up.
Yep. Free ball.
Not there. Fired away with the big block by Weisler. Gayden was there as well. And Weisler pounds the floor as her squad now one away from sending this to a fifth. Check that. That was Arns with the block. For the set. Brought back in. Middle, block back. Second set point upcoming for the Trojans. Blue Hill needs this to send it to extra points. Tough serve. Ran down by Hymas. Tip try, not there. Tried deep corner. Not a system. Forced a free ball. Didn't clear the tape, even at 24.
Everybody's trying to keep each other calm, but also stay aggressive.
Here's Cotto again, blocked. Big block, match and championship point for the Bobcats.
Coencher and Boniface right up there, big swing. Central Catholic led 19-10. We are now at set point.
Cotto, tip not there, sit back over. Free ball here for the Trojans. Cotto again. Great up, terrific hustle. Free ball, but still alive.
It's in.
That's it! Was that two touches? It was, but it's not called. Was not called at championship point. And it's out! And that will do it! A first ever state championship for Blue Hill! Christy Allen and her Bobcats are state champs in Class C2.
First championship for Blue Hill in a crazy match. This came out strong, and in this fourth set, Hardington Cedar Catholic led 19-10. They crawled their way all the way back, not just to win the set, but the match.
A 16-5 run for Blue Hill to come from behind and take the title. What a finish. We'll recap it and hear from the champs when we come back on NET.
For me, asking why is just getting started.
It's more than an activity. It's me doing what I love.
I'm not a stereotype. When I rewrite the rules, things get better.
I know that all these experiences matter.
These moments will help me become something more.
Little things always lead to something bigger.
Do it.
Track it.
Earn it.
What you're doing now will help you get scholarships later. Find resources from Education Quest at trackyoursuccess.org.
Early mornings, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission. Tougher together. Aurora and you.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Volleyball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative, Education Quest, Nebraska Public Power District, Doane University, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Well, congratulations to the first-time champs from Blue Hill, the Bobcats. They win it. And our state champs now for medal and trophy presentations. Let's go to Steve Lemon.
Nebraska School Activities Association, the Nebraska Coaches Association, and the Nebraska Athletic Administrators Association are proud to support and promote positive sportsmanship during the state championships and throughout the season. At this time, we are pleased to present the Sportsmanship Award for Class D2. The trophy is graciously donated by Awards Unlimited. The Class D2 Sportsmanship Award winner is Ewing High School. Congratulations, Ewing High School. The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, NSAA Board of Directors Dr. John Cerny from Bancroft Rosalie, Alan Gary from Medicine Valley, and U.S. Bank Representative Mindy Tuma. Here are the awards for runner-up Hardington Cedar Catholic High School. Head coach Danae Buss and her assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 3, Jordan Steffen. Number 4, Aiden Wortman. Number 13, Abby Hookstein. Number 14, Tori Ahrens. Number 15, Kenley Gaden. Number 16, Brooklyn Keene. Number 17, Ann Steffen. Number 20, Megan Hymas. And the seniors, number 9, Jada Cotto. Number 10, Brianna Miller. Number 11, Gabby Steffen. And number 12, Maddie Weisler. For these outstanding athletes in their school, here's the 2018 NSAA Class C2 State Volleyball Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Hartington Cedar Catholic High School. And now to the champions, Blue Hill High School. Head coach Christy Allen, we have a special award for you. Coach Allen and her assistant will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 2, Jamie Boniface. Number 3, India Mackin. Number 5, Kaylin Drury. Number 6, Erica Boyd. Number 7, Kenzie Bunner. Number 10, Madison Menke. Number 12, Jasmine Menke. Number 13, Michaela Feynman. Number 17, Abigail Meyer. And now the seniors. Number 1, Brooklyn Komacher. Number 4, Riley Komacher. Number 8, Casey Allen. Number 16, Emily Meyer. And number 22, Brianna Danahay. Presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance, Regional Director of Agencies, Tim Below. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2018 NSAA Class C2 State Volleyball Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Blue Hill High School.
State champs in Class C2. Remarkable comeback fashion. They were now 19-10. They win at 26-24 in the fourth. We'll hear from them when we come back.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Head trauma and concussion risk minimization is a priority of the NSAA. When in doubt, sit them out.
Some common symptoms of concussions are dizziness, confusion, and nausea.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course annually.
For more information regarding concussion management and return to play protocol, visit our website, nsaahome.org. When in doubt, sit them out.
This fall, it's a season of revelations. From the choice of America's favorite novel.
It's 100 books we want people to take a look at. We're hoping to get people to fall in love with novels again.
To the fate of a hero's love.
I'm still here.
And I.
From the secret lives of the most amazing cats. to new discoveries about the first peoples of the Americas.
Our history goes back to the beginning of time.
All this and more this season.
On Native America, in the wake of European colonialism, the horse became a powerful ally.
The horse made the Comanches so mobile. It really sealed the identity of who we are today.
Native peoples revive ancient traditions to heal themselves and the land.
It was our tribal beliefs, customs, traditions, languages that helped us survive.
The ideas that built Native America are still here today.
Tuesday night at 9 Central on NET.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Volleyball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative, Education Quest, Nebraska Public Power District, Doane University, and Constellation. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Remarkable finish in Class C2. Blue Hill comes from behind to win it in the fourth, 26-24, and takes home that school's first ever title. With the champs, let's go down to Ryan Mix.
So Larry, let's get right to it, Coach. That fourth set was incredible. You guys were down 19-10. How were you able to come back?
Well, we've done that a few times already this year. These girls are just mentally tough, and they have a work ethic like I have never seen from another group of girls, and they just have fight. They're not going to quit.
The comeback queens, because yesterday against Stanton in the fifth set, in the semifinal, you guys were down 14-11. And managed to rattle off 5 points in a row to win that.
You could just feel the momentum switching again today, and you just had that sense of confidence, like these girls are going to do it again. And as a coach, I was sure hoping so, because after a five-setter yesterday, I didn't know what kind of legs we'd have going another five-setter today.
What do you think was the turning point specifically in the fourth set?
I'm not really sure. I think just those girls looked each other in the eye and said, let's go, we've got each other back, and let's just go and play for each other.
Now thinking bigger picture, I don't know how long it's going to take to set in, but to have the school's first ever state championship, how does that feel?
Just unreal. I'm just still soaking it all in. It's just unbelievable. This whole weekend has just kind of been a blur. It's just been so exciting and so much fun for the girls.
5 seniors, a big reason why you guys were able to claim the first state championship in school history, and let's bring one of them, Riley Komencher, over. Riley finished with team high 14 kills. Riley, how's it feel to be holding that trophy?
Surreal. It's definitely something that I've dreamed about for as long as I've been watching state championship every year.
That fourth set, was there ever a point that you doubted, whether or not you guys could come back?
No, I was just looking at all the other girls and I said, you guys know we can do this. We did this yesterday. We've came back from bigger deficits. We can do it today again. Let's do it.
Having 5 seniors on the team, how big was that in those crucial moments to have that senior leadership?
Us seniors, we've been here 3 times. We've played in the big games, and we just knew that we had to settle down and just relax and just play our way because we weren't playing how we wanted to be at the beginning, but we really just showed up at the end.
Coach mentioned that you could feel the momentum turn. What point did you start to feel that in the fourth set?
After one of our timeouts, we all just looked at each other in the eye and we were like, we got to get this first ball up. We just need to serve back, and then we can just work from there.
Riley, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in Emily Meyer, another senior for the Bobcats who gets to hold the state championship trophy. Emily had 10 kills and 4 digs. Emily, have you caught your breath after that match?
I have not caught my breath. It just doesn't seem real.
Why does it seem surreal?
It's just, I've been, as a little girl, just watching the TV, and I've been dreaming of this moment ever since. I can't believe it.
Well, take a deep breath because you're living it. So how does it feel to end your high school career as state champion?
It feels amazing, like just being able to walk off the court and just little girls looking up to us. It's a great feeling.
As incredible as the fourth set comeback was for you guys today, it wouldn't have been possible if you guys didn't have the comeback in the fifth set against Stanton yesterday, down 14-11. That's pretty improbable for a team to come back from that. So when you guys did come back, beat Stanton, did you feel like you had all the momentum on your side today?
I definitely did feel like we had the momentum, and just we just looked at each other and said, you know what, we got one more game, we can do this.
What does this mean for the community, to claim the first state championship?
It means that we can come together even more and just fight together, just teamwork.
Well, Emily, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Blue Hill claiming the first state championship in school history. They win a 4-set thriller over Hardington Cedar Catholic.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Once again, it was Blue Hill winning it. Here's a look at the final stats, Kathy.
Well, as you look at the stats, pretty even.
Right.
I mean, almost identical in several of the categories. We talked about the strong serving and that kind of thing, but we saw momentum shift from one team to the next, and really it was about who pushed at the end at the right times, and today that fell with Blue Hill. Both teams very well-played match and need to feel good, but again, Blue Hill excited to take home that first state championship for the community.
We have crowned 3 state champions already today. 3 more to go. Coming up next is Lincoln Lutheran and Wahoo. The Warriors #1 seed, Lincoln Lutheran the #2 seed. They played once this year. Wahoo swept them in a tournament 2-0. Should be a good one, as we have, Kathy, 4 Division I recruits on the floor for this one.
Yep, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great volleyball, and looking forward to this next matchup.
6 total college commits, and we've talked about throughout the day the number of college athletes that we have in the state, a total of 57. We're going to see some more of them coming up here.
Well, and again, we're going to get to see them all day long here, and that's the fun part. So I'm looking forward, like I said, to another great match. We've had great matches so far today, and I'm expecting nothing less from this C1 matchup.
So a quick recap of what we've seen so far today. Go back this morning to Class D2. It was BDS knocking off Ewing, winning that 3-2, and that went 5, obviously, but 18-16 in the 5th. We started out the day with setting the bar pretty high, and then Bergen wins 3-zip, and then just now it's Blue Hill taking home its first ever state championship with that win over Cedar Catholic, and come from behind fashion. They were down 19-10 in set #4 and came back to win at 26-24.
Just an incredible, again, push and just fun to watch how momentum, and in volleyball, you never can count anybody out, and you can never say it's over, because things can turn very quickly. That's the great part, and that's the confidence that players need to have if things aren't going their way. We're not out of this yet.
A lot of volleyball yet to come on NET, not only today with 3 more championships at stake, but also right after Thanksgiving, right after the holiday, Nebraska volleyball continues on NET when the Huskers take the court against Ohio State on Friday, November 23rd, and the Terrapins on Saturday, November 24th. Watch live action both nights beginning at 7 Central on NET, Nebraska's home for sports. Those are the final 2 matches of the regular season. You look at Nebraska's schedule the rest of the way, sets up pretty well. I mean, you would expect them to run the table here throughout the rest of the year.
Definitely, and again, a confidence, and again, like you said, on a stretch going into the postseason play, and hopefully they'll have the opportunity to host those first and second rounds and see what happens from there.
So we're getting ready for the Warriors, Wahoo, and also Lincoln Lutheran in Class C1. That's the state title coming up right here from the Bob Devaney Sports Center in just minutes for the C1 title. As the crowds filter in here to the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Once again, our final score, 3-1. Blue Hill wins its first ever state championship for Kathy Wieskamp, Ryan Mix, and the entire NET Sports production crew. I'm Larry Putney. Thanks for watching the Class C2 NSAA Volleyball Championships on NET.